Furina is a super mysterious archon, second only to Murata the Pyro Archon. Jesus Christ, that sounded so Mexican. How do I... Murata. I gotta stop before this gets racist. I mean, God knows what the hell is even going on over there in the Outland. I mean, apparently they have like 2 archons. I don't know. It's just some weird shit going on over there with the sand people, but... Anyway, like I was saying, Furina is deeply mysterious, more so than any other Archon we've met before, and since 4.1 comes out in a week, and they might provide some answers, I've decided to ask some questions about what makes Furina so goddamn suspicious and why I might not even trust her. Number 1, why is Furina the only Archon to call herself divine?
Are you not afraid? Might I remind you that this is a duel against the divine?
When typically that term is reserved for the heavenly principles. I mean, no other god calls himself divine. I mean, Dainsleif even said as much when he said Furina knows not to make an enemy of them, and that the Tsaritsa is going to war with them.
The god of justice lives for the spectacle of the courtroom, seeking to judge all other gods. But even she knows not to make an enemy of the divine. She is a god with no love left for her people, nor do they have any left for her. Her followers hope only to be on her side when the day of her rebellion against the divine comes at last.
It's pretty established that when you hear divine, you think heavenly principles, of which all the other Archons have been willingly distancing themselves from by giving up their gnosis. Gnosis? Oh, I'm horny. I mean, I guess Venti didn't give up his gnosis willingly. But, you know, he has his own scary views of Celestia. You mentioned Celestia to him and he just shiver me timbers, you know. And for those that have no idea what I'm talking about a scene from the manga, which I guess I'll just, like, reenact. I have no problem doing that. Can you tell me something about Celestia? We should leave this place first. Second question, why does Furina seek to judge all other gods despite having never met them and having such a flimsy information network? We know Furina wants to judge the other gods. She and Dainsleif said as much. But so far as we know, Furina cannot have possibly met any of the other Archons, given she took over after the death of the previous Archon. I mean, what is this? Egregia. After the Cataclysm 500 years ago. The Archons stopped having little get-togethers after the Cataclysm, so she cannot have met them. Nahida hasn't met any of them, but at least she has Eren, so also she can just, like, Google them. All Focalors has is just some dude who just, I mean, I guess he knows how to get around, props to him, but it's not really the same. So why does she want to judge them? Judge them for what? And how does she even think she'll be able to? Is she gonna cuff up Zhongli? Dude, this fucker runs from child but thinks she's gonna restrain A. Okay. I mean, now with that said, there's probably someone else who is both capable and willing to judge the other Archons, but I wonder who that could be. This brings me to my next question. Why is Furina crying in the fountain? Originally, it was thought that Furina split her soul, and a part of it is in the Oratrice. But could it be that she was judged by Nervalette, and what we hear is her serving out her sentence? Listen again to the voice lines, and put yourself in the state of mind that she is currently in some lockup, being punished for her crimes. And while we're on the topic of Nervalette, why does Furina sound so mature in this clip? This sounds absolutely nothing like the bratty or sad Furina that we know. So who is this Furina?
You will see much in the human world, from the delightful to the depressing. And one day, when you have dwelt among humanity long enough, you will be placed to bring judgment over all as a spokesperson for Fontaine's past.
Why are there so many different versions of Furina? How did this Furina become the Hydro Archon? We have absolutely no idea. We know Nahida is a branch of Rukkhadevata, but we know absolutely nothing about Furina. Why was her rise to becoming the Hydro Archon so controversial? As soon as she became the Hydro Archon, the Logfolk just sort of dipped because they didn't like her? But these Lockfolk at one point were being hunted down and killed by God King Remus, and they still never left. They was holding it down. But as soon as Furina becomes the Hydro Archon, they sort of sat up and spoke Italian. I'm Mario, Luigi, Mario, Bowser, Peach has a nice ass. Luigi, you cannot say these things. That is my love. I mean, you're not wrong, but you cannot say. Wait, how old is she? Oh, yeah, Luigi, you not work. She got a dump truck on her, Luigi. Yahoo, my nigga. And they just left Fontaine, like, bro, what? You see, the waters became tainted with hate after she became the Archon, but what does that mean? Hate isn't. That isn't real, stupid. They're so stupid. Hate can't taint waters. Only oil can. Dumbasses. Why is Furina so weak? She is an absentee like Venti, and all her people see her all the time. Do they not believe in her? Apparently they don't. They see her as a mascot, but I think it goes further than this. Is their belief funnels into the Oratrice, and as a result, Furina gets none of it and she is weak? Or is it because she split her soul, and just by virtue of that, she's weak? Speaking of the Oratrice, why didn't Furina know what was wrong with it? Well, there is a chance it was right. I have a whole nother video talking about why it was right, as a matter of fact. Why does she not believe in the Oratrice if it's simply a part of her? I thought it was supposed to contain her other half. Why does Furina, the god of water, need a bodyguard? She's a god. Is she really that weak? Is Furina not from Fontaine, and that's why the prophecy does not affect her? Does she have a plan to stop the prophecy, or is she just worried about it and that's it? We don't see her actively doing anything unless the Oratrice is part of her plan. Zhongli stated that the new Archons don't guide humanity. Was he talking about Furina? She doesn't seem to do much guiding, you know? She just likes to immerse herself in the courtrooms. Why is Furina so mysterious? It doesn't really make any sense unless she's hiding a really big secret, which, I mean, we are in Fontaine, the land of deception and deceits. Could her secret be that she's actually Istaroth, the god of time, baby? Let's go! I'm back on my theory train! You know what's funny? I actually, was gauging people's responses to this theory, and honestly, it wasn't that bad overall.
Crackpot is the correct term. The thumbnail alone. No Ventis has the same, but not Furina. What does that even mean? Some of y'all just be saying the dumbest shit. Everyone is Istaroth at this point. A few days early to meme weekend. It's not even the same pendant. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Bruh.
So yeah, people seem to be, you know, they responded well to this theory. Final question: why do I love Furina's legs so much? In French, the proper way to say this statement is "J'adore les jambes de Furina's." So yeah, that's pretty much my last question. I mean, I know the answer to that one, but